Cascade County Commissioners just Bud Lighted themselves. Joe Briggs and Jim Larson just went the route of Bud Light and are on the road to getting canceled. I've never seen the true grassroots of the Republican Party in Cascade County so united, so diverse, and bringing their best to passionately stand up for what they expected when they voted out Rena and voted in Sandra as elections administrator. We stood up against what we saw as a baked-in conclusion, but yet we still showed up and made our collective will heard. It's unfortunate that we have to continue to fight in this county for the Republican and conservative way against our own, or who we thought were our own. We, the party of the pachyderms, elephants, forgive, but we don't forget. We have a long memory. So what were those commissioners thinking today? I was going to title this, What the Hell Were They Thinking? But since we may never know, I'm going to title it The Commissioners Who Bud Lighted Themselves. You're on the road to cancellation, Joe. I know you'll see this. What are you trying to be remembered as, the Jasmine Taylor and Jane Weber puppet crew? Like seriously, when those two rabble-rousers are on your side, why do we even bother to pretend you're a Republican anymore? The worst leftists and tyrannists in this county cheered you on. Congratulations, pat yourselves on the back, you earned it. What's the plan now? Pay a former Rena protege to do the job and completely subvert the will of the people? The will of the people who wanted to clean house and couldn't trust Rena to do the job? What's the plan, Jim and Joe? If we can't successfully recall you two, I know a lot of the people who showed up to support Sandra will be your eternal gadflies to make your remaining time in office miserable. This deserves a censure from our local Cascade County Republican Committee at least, and a statement that you're no longer welcome in the party. You deserve at least that much. Where do we go from here? Legal options and recalls are being circulated. There very well may be enough momentum to make it happen. I sure won't be letting up the gas until an effort is fully concluded. There's definitely a tough road ahead, but this betrayal certainly has created the energy necessary to overcome some high thresholds. What did Joe Arena screw up so badly that they had to collude to get Sandra's hand out of that office? Their hands aren't clean. I have too many former county employees in my ear about how they do business. Jane, Joe, Rena, etc. The cover-up and under-the-rug business has a ticking clock. It'll come to light soon enough. If nothing else, they are covering up their laziness, nepotism, and who knows what else. Sure feels like something hinky is going on, given there is no other good explanation of what happened in today's vote. And you know what? When I signed up to help Sandra's campaign early on to give some advice, we thought the chances of beating Rena was slim. Rena had been the lord of that fiefdom for a long time. So long, she felt comfortable letting her adult son watch Netflix on taxpayer time and on their dime. I literally saw with my own eyes walking into that office him watching Netflix while directly in eyesight of Rena during their open hours. We couldn't, as a Republican Party, leave that office unchallenged again. No one would sign up. The Cascade County Republican Central Committee didn't have a candidate. Heck, many of them wanted Rena to win. As a Democrat, they wanted her to win over Sandra. But Sandra was the one who did sign up and jump in the arena. I gave her some advice that might be considered taking some of the low road at the time, but she took the high road and won with integrity, and has operated to the best of her ability with integrity. She won, and instantly she was hit by hostility and bullying by Democrats who were now doing a 180 on their concerns for election integrity. They'll turn on a dime if their guy isn't in office. Rena said she trusted her office to count votes accurately the first time. The great irony is that she was forced to expose her lie when she asked for a recount in her own race. The second count didn't match the first. She's been a sore loser ever since, going so far as to maintain one of the Sandra Merchant must resign signs in her yard. Pretty pathetic if you ask me. The last stronghold of our local Democrat control, besides I suppose the school board, was annihilated. Republicans held every partisan office except county attorney. The Dems must have thought Sandra was the weakest link and made her their bullying target for who knows what reason. It was at this time Joe Briggs must have decided these Democrats are onto something. The witch hunt began. Great Falls Rising, a.k.a. the Election Protection Committee, a.k.a. the Sore Losers Club, of failed and disgraced radical left Democrats sprang into action. Jane Weber, Jerry Jennings, Jasmine Taylor, some of the worst humans in the vicinity got to work. These lefty communists joined rainbow-colored arms and threw every brick and stone in their glass house. With selective memory, they threw stones and forgot that Rena had made many of the same mistakes they now accuse Sandra of. Flood district election? What flood district election? Broken down machines? Handing out snacks with political buttons of your comrades? It's like these lefties just all of a sudden never read a newspaper about local election going-ons in the last year or 10 years. The difference now is it wasn't their golden child. It wasn't their D candidate. The other difference in their accusations, Sanders has been on the job less than a year. Reno was making these mistakes 16 years in. So these little commies protested and whined and threw a fit and somehow got Joe and Jim to go along. What cowards. What absolute cowards. No one in the Republican Party should have a shred of respect for these two. They ought to switch to the Democratic Socialists of America Party for now, for all I care. They can let their transpublican colors fly as transitioning Republicans. What else can we do? Get your energy directed towards getting those recall petitions signed. Get the petition to reverse its action signed. Keep up the heat. Make every decision those two commissioners make subject to the massive scrutiny that they subjected Sanders to. They think they can do better? They don't even have a plan past what happened today. They can do better without a plan, without a budget, when it's taken them 18 months to try and fill a vacant CFO position within their own office. What happens when they can't find someone? How are elections going to work better then? How much are they going to pay? Where's that money coming from? Fiscally responsible Commissioner Briggs, so he says, is sure willing to burn up a lot of money to maintain his own little kingdom. Are they going to hire back people who left with Rena and slap us voters in the face further? Like, where do they go from here after causing irreparable harm? The only thing they could do after this to gain a shred of honor is to resign in shame. That's what they need to do, resign in shame or be made miserable by the energy coming at them during their remaining terms. Jim Larson, Joe Briggs, it's time to go. There's no coming back from your treachery today. The grassroots people who testified today worked so hard to make this county red, and you two threw it all away as best as you could today. What happened today represented your throwing away of all the work that got you in office for one, and got Sandra and the rest of us Republicans in office as well. You disrespected the horse you rode in on, and it's coming back in spades. I was very proud to see and stand with those who showed up today to support what we voted for, who we voted for, and if anything is to be taken from this, it is that we have many good patriots willing to stand up in the form of government, of the people, and by the people in eternal vigilant struggle to defend right principles against external and internal threats. I'm proud of those patriots.